Let's put this guy down. What's going on, guys? Omar here, broker and CEO of Alden Mortgage and Omar Realty. So, home ownership right now for a lot of you seems like, it sucks. It's never going to happen. I hate trying to buy a house, and I feel your pain, man. This 2020, 2021, I don't understand. To be honest with you, I don't understand what the hell is going on. I mean, I kind of do, okay? So, majority of it is these stupid companies that are buying up a lot of these houses, are kind of ruining it for you, limited inventory, big money, people coming in. 60% of the homes that we sold last year or did refinances, or we went ahead and did new loans on them, or we refinanced it so they could pull equity out on it, was actually by, real estate investments. It's just people who have lots of money and they're just trying to build up their portfolio. It's called a syndication type of thing. Whatever, we'll do another video on that, but it sucks. But is it the end of the world? Can you still not do it? Yeah, of course you can still do it. Now, let's just say hypothetically you still have a little bit of a down payment and you still have, but you don't want to use it, right? Because there's something that's really, really crazy right now that we have to always discuss with every one of our clients, and you should take this into consideration yourself. Now, whenever you're buying a house, there's something that's called an appraisal gap. An appraisal gap is exactly that. It is the gap between what the house actually appraises for versus actually what you are purchasing the house for. So let's say your appraisal value is, I don't know, $540,000, and you put in an offer that got accepted at $570. It's a hypothetical, right? And then you're like, I can't cover, I have to do my down payment, then I have to go ahead and cover another $30,000 to go ahead and to cover this gap. Is there an option? Yes, I got you. I take care of you. That's what I'm here for. I give you this information, so you're able to go ahead and buy a house, or you get to be in the investment side of it, or whatever you want to go ahead and do. So what is this actually called? It's actually called the FHA Portfolio Loan. It is an FHA loan. It is backed by FHA and HUD. This is insured through them. So what they do and what we do, and if you do want to go ahead and apply for this loan, link in the description below. Just remember that this is not a promise to lend. NMLS ID number right below. Everybody's situation is different, okay? This is not a promise to lend. I hate these stupid disclaimers. They're so annoying. I don't even know why I have to do it, but we have to, because then somebody's going to try to sue me for saying that I could go ahead and get them approved when, this is an attempt. We will try our best to go ahead and get you approved. It is what it is. If we can't, we can. If we can, we can't. But most of the time, I'm pretty good at getting a lot of people approved if you fall under these criteria. Now, if you want to go ahead and see if you fall under these criteria, you go ahead and I'll put a link somewhere around here. You can go ahead and check it out. It's FHA requirements for 2022. Now, we're in 2022. We're in January, so you go ahead. It's a very long video. I actually try to make it a little fun, give your intro a little pause in between, because we do taco reviews too. I really like tacos, and I'm trying to find the best tacos around, but whatever, I'm getting sidetracked, and let's stick on topic. So FHA portfolio loans, okay? The good thing about FHA portfolio loans is that we could go ahead and do what's called a WVOE on this one. Now, this is what's called a written verbal of employment. So if you have like an employer or whatever it is that's just being a pain in the ass or whatever it is, we could go ahead and get a written VOE on this one. But to go ahead and give you the Spark Note, right? And I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, we used to have Spark Note to go ahead, and that's how I made it through college. Spark Note, minimum FICO score is going to be 580. There are some overlays. We can try to find you somebody that would come down, which is called a manual underwrite, if we have to go down to, like, let's say 560 or not even 560, I apologize, like 620 or 600 or 640, because they're overlays, okay? So every wholesale lender will have an overlay that will be a way for them to, mitigate risk, for them to go ahead and make sure that their ability to protect themselves when they try to resell all these securities, which is the mortgage-backed securities, into the market or to whoever it is that they want to sell it to, that they're protected on it. So that's why they put these overlays. And so even though HUD is like, HUD and FHA are like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do it at 580, but they're going to require 640, or they're going to require 660, or whatever that is that they want to require. So what do we require? So this is let me backtrack, okay? What can we do? So what we do is we do what's called a down payment assistance. Now, a down payment assistance, whenever you hear down payment assistance, unless it's a grant that's the city has that they'll go ahead and give to you, a down payment assistance is going to be something which is like a second that goes ahead and piggybacks off of the first mortgage that you have. So for instance, our FHA portfolio loan is going to be at 96.5%, and then we need to cover the other 3.5% with a down payment assistance program. You can do a rate and term too. Now, what's a rate and term? A rate and term is just going to be that. It's going to be your rate and then the term that you choose, whether it's a 15-year, you want to drop it down to a 10-year, you want to go to 20-year, you could go interest only all the way up to 40 years if you wanted to. Every loan, there's a bunch of different loan products for whatever situation you are in life that we could go ahead and just kind of wrap around and see what we could go ahead and do. You can do cash out available. That this is going to be like, let's say for instance, the reason why I'm even telling you that there's a cash out available is like, for instance, let's say you bought the house and we got in at 100%, right? Now you are at, 98%. It's still under the FHA guidelines. It's still under the FHA requirements of being at 96.5%. It's still going to require you to go ahead and buy down, which by all means, just remember this, okay? As I'm telling you this, FHA is not a loan product you want to go ahead and stay in because the mortgage insurance, it sucks. You don't want to be part of it. The details in the link above, I'll put it up there again. But you don't want to be in the FHA loan for too long. You want to go ahead and get into the conventional side of things. It's much better. It's easier. There's no insurance on it. Saving yourself a lot of money. Things change from time to time. Of course, they'll go ahead and change from time to time. Then what we have is if you want to go ahead and see your county limits too. So FHA does have county limits. So let's say you want to go ahead and I want to buy $1 million house. Well, there's very, very limited counties that will go ahead and do that. I don't even actually think that, I'll have to double check, but I don't think we could go there. I think the highest you could go is like, in the mid 9s. But if you want to check your county and what your county limit is, I'll put the link in the description below. You could check your county. You could see how much FHA will go ahead and back your county on your loan limit. Then what we do is we go ahead and do the down payment assistance. The down payment assistance is going to typically be at a higher rate because let's just face it, it's like a credit. It's like a line of credit on your house, and we're just using the house as credit for you to go ahead and get into it. Now the great part is like what I was getting back to is that the gap. The appraisal gap. This actually covers your appraisal gap. So if you are thinking to yourself, you know what, everybody's overbidding, everybody's doing the stupidest things in the world, like how are they even like fathoming to go ahead and go $30,000, $40,000, but you have $30,000, $40,000 just sitting around. And this is all hypothetical, okay? Don't quote me on anything, but keep your $30,000, get into the house, follow appreciation, how it's been doing, and then go ahead and do a refinance. After that, you can go ahead and refinance it, or you have an offer that comes in and the appraisal is lower than what you were initially thought that it was going to be. Let's say you bought the house for $550, appraisal came back at $530. Now you have a little cushion because we're at 100% financing for you to take that extra $20,000, cover the gap into it, and pray to God that it'll appreciate enough for you to not be upside down on it, which as right now in the past few years seems to be doing pretty damn good. Now, I don't know what the foreseeable future might be in the world of real estate, but as of right now, I mean, you could look at it yourself. It doesn't take a genius to see where real estate has gone to. So, to recap, FICO score is going to be at 580. It's not 580, it's like 640, 660. Purchase is going to be 96.5% loan to value. Then we do another 3.5% to go ahead and cover your down payment assistance, which is going to be your second. Your first, you can take on an FHA loan a higher rate to go ahead and cover all your closing costs. Now, when you have for instance, if you had an impound account, an impound is if you have taxes, insurance, and you want to go ahead and tie it into your monthly mortgage payment, or you have your title, your escrow, whatever other fees that might be associated, because every city is different. Like for instance, I'll give you a hypothetical that there's Oakland. Oakland has something that's called a sewer lateral inspection that needs to be required. Can you get a rebate on that? Yeah, of course. You could you can do a lot of things. There's always something available if you want to go ahead and not spend as much money to go ahead and initially just get into the house. Once you get into the house, then it's game over. Now you have to be a little bit more smarter with your finances. You have to, hunker down and be like, okay, what is going to be the way to get out of this? What is the waiting period on an FHA loan? FHA loan, you could actually just do it in the next, I think it's 60 to 90 days. Do you want to do that? No, because you might actually get hit with what's called an EPO, an early payoff fine, because especially mortgage brokers, we get hit with it, and a lot of the times we'll have that inside of your contract, which you will end up having to pay back. So make sure you double check, triple check, get a bunch of different opinions, and make sure those opinions are consistent with each other to go ahead and get you into things. So 100% financing, it's available. You want it, come get it. Links below. I'll try to help you out as much as I possibly can. We do have up to 50% commission rebate on your next home purchase, so that will help you out so much. Like, you know how many people I've helped out with just giving them money? Like, nobody gives you back money when you're buying a house. Nobody does that. I mean, let's face it. I'm like the only asshole out here that does it, but that's what I don't really care about the whole money. I'd rather just, make a difference. We're only here for a short time, not for a long time. So if I could help, as long as I'm here, maybe I could build this brand as much as I possibly can to change the way that real estate actually works and help out the little guy. Now, I know you could look at all the other, I do reviews on homes too. You can see I do a lot of expensive homes, but we are in California. It's thing, but my world of expertise is, I don't give a shit about most of those people. The the volume. Granted, I'll do it. I'll take the commission all day, every day, but I really enjoy helping out people that need help. And then we have a straight plan to go ahead and get you into the house, then get you refinanced, put you in a better financial position, and then the dream of home ownership, trying to give it to everybody. So if you like the content, just go ahead and like, subscribe, all that other good stuff. If you want, follow me on Instagram. I usually post things about different loan products that are available, things that you could do, little tips and tricks, and I'll start doing more consistent uploads, because I think it's needed. But like always, if you need any real estate or any mortgaging assistance, link in the description below. If you need any assistance with you want a shoulder to cry on, I'm just kidding. Until next video, guys. Appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Peace.